Bam, we're live. Sal Matosian, Bill Grundler from CrossFit Inferno. Welcome to Taylor Self versus the World. We have a couple kinks we are working out, which is perfect, though. Because while we work out those kinks, there's a couple important things I need to share with you. $5,000 for first place. $5,000 for first place. $2,000 for second place. $1,000 for third. $1,000 for fourth. You know who the guys are. Colton Mertens, Dallin Pepper, Taylor Self, Jason Hopper. If you have not been following them on their Instagram, now is a good time to go over there and look at the amazing back and forth these guys have had over the last week. Also, if you haven't downloaded the Heat One app, make sure you download the Heat One app. GoWad is giving away $2,500. And all you have to do is choose who's going to win each round. All you have to do is download the app and choose. Have you done that, Bill?
You know, I was actually talking to Taylor last night because I've been involved in what he's been doing. But I'm so not a betting guy. Like, I don't do fantasy stuff. I don't do any of that shit. So I have no idea how to do that. So I'm like, dude, I don't know how to do this. And he actually told me what to do, but it's easier than he even needed to tell me. So yeah, I've already put in all my votes. I'm in.
It's crazy easy, right?
It's super easy. It's actually like, well, okay, just pick one. Boom, 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 boom. So if you see Grundlerine on there, that's me.
And thank you, GoWad. Biggest prize purse ever. And all you have to do is beat Grundlerina. Because he's going to take
Grundlerine. You can take second. I'll take first.
Right. Mask.
You can take second.
I can't thank CA Peptides enough for the prize money. And of course, none of this would happen without Born Primitive. So many people to thank before we get the show started. Let's hear from Andrew Hiller.
The information and content provided here are available for medical purposes only and are not intended as or to be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. Guidance or treatment. Views and opinions expressed do not reflect those of medical professionals or medical community.
Duh. This is called Melanotan 2. It's supposed to accelerate tanning, and it's also supposed to increase sexual arousal. And I think that the second one is actually more of a side effect than it is the main goal. Everybody wants to know how to reconstitute these things. Remember, the first thing is that you need the bacteriostatic water. The second thing that you need to do is you are constantly using these alcohol swabs. Now here's the thing, you got two separate needles. Never reuse the same needle. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put 2 milliliters of water into there. It's just sucking the water in there. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's how you know that the peptides are good. Now, I'm insane, so I like to re-sterilize the top of it. I just put the pad on there and I just twist it. And I'm just gonna go right here, right next to my belly button. So I pull this out, put the tip in. Yeah, just the tip. Make sure there's no air bubbles in there, so you give it a flick, the bubbles rise to the top. Pull this out, and then I just stick it in my stomach right there. Very slight little pinch. It's like the world's smallest bee. It doesn't even matter. I'm done. Just like that.
Yesterday, we were supposed to give away a free pair of shoes, courtesy of Patrick Mitrovich from State Farm. He's the sponsor of Shut Up and Scribble. We did not give away those shoes. Go figure.
Failed.
We are going to share another commercial with you. And while I share that commercial, if you entered that competition yesterday on the honor system, please put your name in the comments. When I come back from this commercial, I will pick the winner for those. And then you'll need to reach out to Taylor and his DMs, and he will get you the shoes. Copy? Capiche? 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 40 athletes. The best 40 athletes in North America West will go to the North America West semifinal in Carson. It's coming up very soon. And the 40 best athletes in the East will go to the East semifinal in North America. That is in Knoxville. The one on the West Coast will be in Carson. You want to go to these. This year, these will be equivalent to the games in terms of their level of competition, the way they are run, and just the sheer intensity of the crowd. The vendor village will be great. There will be tons of events. For instance, in Knoxville, there's all sorts of stuff going on. There's a community event called Sweat the Spectacle. Individuals will go Friday, teams will go Saturday, and then more teams on Sunday. And you can, and then there's 3 workouts per day for the public, and you can sign up for that now. And if you use code word SEVON20, you get $20 off. That's in Knoxville. That semifinal is going to be absolutely amazing. Both Bill and I have spent a bit of time in Carson, and those are memories that we will never, ever forget. You need to go to the semifinals. West Coast Classic is just right around the corner. Here is the QR code below it for the Syndicate Crown. Carson is May 24th to the 26th. That's basically Los Angeles, California. And then Knoxville, Tennessee is May 31st to June 2nd. Yes, Daniel Brandon, Tia Toomey's, Patrick Vellner's, Alex Guzan's, Colton Mertens, tons of great athletes will be there. You know the show is getting very close to starting. Saghafi versus Lindsey Lane, very, very close because John Young is there. Okay, let me see. Let me see who's going to win these shoes. Renee entered. There you go, Renee. Savage Ones. Renee, please. DM, what's the guy's name? Taylor Self. Taylor Self versus the world. The guy. Not only is the whole show built around this guy, but he also can get you a free pair of shoes from State Farm's Patrick Mitrovich. And we all know what the very best shoe is in the, let's see if this commercial works. It didn't work yesterday. We all know the very best shoe in the CrossFit space. It's the one we all wear. It's the one Taylor will be wearing today. Wide shoe toe box. Listen, there is a code. I think it's Savage20. You need to get them now because these suckers sell out before the shows are over every time we talk about them. Great line. Oh, that commercial worked. That's awesome. Great line to close there. Now, this one, you're not even going to believe. I spoke to Gabe yesterday. So let's go back. Savage 20, you get a discount at Born Primitive. Sevon 20, you get $20 off entering the events at Knoxville. And at Paper Street Coffee, code word Sevon, 40% off. 40% off everything on the Paper Street website. It's PAPERST Street. Look at Bill's like, shit, I'm getting some coffee. That's crazy. 40%. That discount will only be live while we are on the air. 40% off. Look,
Right,
Heidi
get
just
it while
ordered.
it's hot.
Heidi just ordered some shoes. Smart. You're going to be crazy happy. Travis B, holy shit. I know. It's crazy. When Gabe said that, we got off the phone. I called him back. I'm like, are you sure, dude? He goes, yeah, it's just while the show's live. They can't bankrupt me. They can't. Dude, let's bankrupt this guy. Get his fucking coffee. That will only be live while the show is live. I suspect it won't just be for this show, but I don't know for sure. There's a great commercial that Patrick Rios made for that. We just don't have it uploaded into the computers yet. Also, if you go to capeptides.com, the popular peptides are CJC 1295, BPC 157, and then of course the melanotan that Hiller talked about. That commercial is also great for showing you how to reconstitute your peptides. And if you use code word Hiller Sevon, you will get something. I never know what you get because it changes. Sometimes it's free shipping. Sometimes it's free bariostatic water. Yeah. And then in fucking the most incredible breaking news ever. Where is that? Mayquad's Great Again is teaming up with the semifinals. Fucking incredible. So, let me see if I can. Oh yeah, here we go. Look, I have a graphic for that too. Here we go. I'm not sure what this graphic means. I don't know who these people are, but North American semifinals and the king of memes. Get
Good for you, man.
Get your John Woolley autograph. He'll be there. I will also be there. Do not talk to me. I'm there to work, not there to fuck around. We do have a live camera now on the floor at CrossFit Crash. I saw Tyler Watkins from the Heat One app. Listen, GoWad, $2,500. $2,500 for the winner. All you have to do is download the app and pick who's going to win each event. It's that easy. This is the most money the Heat One app has ever given away, and GoWad has jumped in and sponsored that. Tebow, GoWad, thank you. I am pumped. I can't wait to see who actually wins this. Last year, the 2023 CrossFit Games, Brute had an amazing stable of athletes. Can you name them, John Young? Which for $10,000, John? $10,000, John. Which athletes did
answer
Brute
it in a
send to the
question,
game?
John? Answer it in a question.
No, you don't have to. Oh, feel free.
How many Brute strength athletes were at the games?
You feel free to play with the cameras and the clock. We don't care, by the way, either. Sousa's getting everything ready, the executive producer of the Sevon podcast and also the executive producer of Taylor Self versus the World. Matt Sousa is messing with things. Enjoy watching the behind the scenes. Okay, John, which athletes did Brute send last year to the CrossFit Games?
Dallin, James, Fee Saghafi, Danielle Brandon, and Emma Carey.
Dang, $10,000 for John Young. Now, here we go. Bill Grunler.
Don't ask me those questions. I'm not that guy.
For $50,000. I
feel like that was pretty quick too.
Dude,
yeah, it was.
Sorry, $20,000
Even
for
do
John
antlers
Young.
on that one. Antlers on that one. Who is? Blah,
Well,
blah,
I'm sorry. Who is Dallin James?
Testing
Oh,
a mic. Do you guys got my sound on here?
Oh my God, it's the best thing I've heard all day.
Oh yeah, we're getting some badass Born Primitive banners hung up, and Fee's warming up now, and so is Lindsey. We're gonna get ready to go in a minute. Sorry,
10 minutes till Fee Saghafi and Lindsey Lane go. Lindsey Lane won what event, John Young?
At Crash Crucible.
First place. And tell me, is that a good win, or is Crash Crucible for pussies?
No, I mean it's a semifinals. I would argue it's a semifinals caliber event with a few games athletes. For the women, it was more semifinals than games athletes.
Now, this is the hard question. Who wants it, you or Bill? I'll let you decide. Do you want to pass this one off to Bill? You've been doing all the heavy lifting. Bill's just over there stroking his mustache.
I'm just hanging out.
Let's give it to Bill.
Okay, Bill.
Shit. What do you got?
Fee Saghafi took what place at the CrossFit Games last year?
You got this, Bill.
Feel free to help him in the comments, people.
No,
Bill's
no,
dude.
you gotta
No,
help
don't
me.
help him. Don't help him in the comments.
30, 31, 32, somewhere in there.
Wow. 32nd place. Fee Saghafi mashed in between the amazing Matilda Garnes and Ellie Turner. Fee
That was
Saghafi.
awesome, Bill.
Hey man, I came in with a little bit of research. You know, I checked who we got. I got to see what they're doing.
Bill, describe Fee Saghafi. She will be going in 8 minutes live on the floor, playing for $1,000. Brought to you by the Glinton podcast. Can you just tell us a little bit about Fee, just as an athlete?
As an athlete, she's honestly kind of reminds me a lot of like Colton Mertens, short in stature. Am I frozen again?
You are.
No,
Seeing that I'm frozen.
I hear you fine.
I even hopped out to hop back in. God damn.
Hey, you're good, Frozen.
I'll
You're
do
good,
it
Frozen.
again.
Hey,
Anyway.
Lee, you're in a good pose.
Am I? Okay, like
Yeah.
my eyes aren't like glitchy or like, you know, something like that. Anyway, Fee's short in stature, very similar to Colton. She's got a great engine, good with like gymnastic-y type of stuff. I mean, her the best event that she had in the games was the alpaca, the redo. So I think that like I'm looking forward to see her in event 3 to see what she does on that one. I think that'd be kind of fun to see her. But between these two ladies, I think Fee has it. But like when you look at the rowing event in the open, Fee got her on that, got her on the other two events too. But I think that this will be just her capacity is a step up on Lindsey. So I'm glad that Lindsey's there to pace her, but I think this will be Fee's race.
The gentleman that got those 5 athletes to the CrossFit Games last year, arguably one of the best coaches in the space, very easily, arguably, is Matt Torres. You can see him speaking to Fee Saghafi now as she warms up at CrossFit Crash. Fee, like I said, will be going in 7 minutes against Lindsey Lane. John, he compared her to Colton Mertens. Could you compare her to Tia Toomey in stature? Tia's not a big athlete.
Tia is bigger than Fee, though. I would argue. I think Tia's got maybe 10 pounds. They might look the same, but Tia's got 10 pounds of dense muscle that Fee does not have. I would say, like, Fee Saghafi, to me, is very similar to Rebecca Fusile, but maybe a little bit stronger.
Wow, she's that small.
She's like 5'1", yeah.
And we know Fee Saghafi is what I would call an accidental athlete. You don't see a lot of these in the CrossFit space. Started CrossFit, got good at it, and just kind of accidentally moved her way up. Now, of course, now there's far more intention in it. She's a full-time athlete, but this wasn't. She was a violinist of all things. She didn't have, I don't think, as I recall from the interviews and the time she's been on the show, she didn't have games aspirations. She was someone in the gym. She found something she was good at, and she took advantage of it. Lindsey Lane, what do we know about Lindsey? Will Lindsey ever make it to the games? Does she have a chance to even win a single workout here against Fee?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Sorry, Lindsey.
No, that's fair enough. It's so we have a great underdog story here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I would say Lindsey is maybe a level above Bryson Del Monte, who did the demo workouts for the Open. I would say she's a level above him, but like not. Fee's like 5 levels above both of them.
Wow. Okay. Get with the programming. Make your Heat 5 levels. Make your Heat 1 picks now. Go over to the App Store, download the Heat 1 app. Just pick the people you want, and that's it. It's that simple. All you have to do is turn on the app, or if you're on an Android, and pick who you want to win each event. Pick them all now, and then you might get a call from Tyler Watkins and Goad later on, saying that you won the $2,500. Also, don't forget Gabe Paper Street Coffee, 40% off right now. Okay, we gave away the shoes. We talked about Fee. We talked about Lindsey. Oh my goodness! And how about this? Oh, I don't know if we should give this away now. Pedro from Coffee Pods and Wads, $200 gift certificate. I don't even know how we should give that away. Someone come up with a good idea on how we should give that away. Pedro from Coffee Pods and Wads. Also, the $1,000 that these girls are going for will be given away on Saturday based on who wins. If for some reason they tie, they will split the money. There will be no tie break for them. The boys will not have an option for a tie break. We will figure out a way that someone gets the $5,000 from CA Peptides. Anything? So we had talked a lot about the boys and our concerns of them doing this live and people watching them and gleaning some techniques, some strategies, some tactics in order to beat their scores. And if that was going to jeopardize them going to the semifinals, I think the consensus was these guys were so good it didn't matter, which is pretty wild to say since only 40 people go. 3 of the boys will be going to the East, and Colton will be going to the West if they make it. Taylor has still not committed to semifinals. Matter of fact, if you talk to him, it sounds like he's not going to go regardless, but no one believes that. What about Fee Saghafi? Is Fee jeopardizing her chances of going to semifinals for putting it out on the line here?
I don't think so at all. I think the fact that anytime you have if you're especially the level where she is, I mean, she's a games level athlete, not one of your top tier games level athletes, but anytime you have someone that can run, someone that's good, that can run pace for you and push you. And then this is added stress. I mean, I saw when you had her on the show, and the fact that she just jumped at the chance to be able to get on stage, maybe that's the violinist in her. She likes to be on stage and likes to kind of take that pressure and some people are better when it's a game day showing than it is on training day. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what she needs. So I think it's rad that she's stepping up.
Yeah, I would say what Bill Grunler just said. Game day guys, that is something I think we have, by the way, in all 4 men for sure. I think these are guys who train great, but I think that they are all showmen, and every single one of these guys will push to a very dark area, and we're very fortunate to have 4 game day guys. Do you have any issues with that comment, John Young?
No, I would agree with it for sure.
We saw Hopper get off the rower and almost die. We saw those guys battle to the end, and no one can second guess Colton. Taylor, absolutely. He talks a big game, and then he backs it up, and then finally Down Pepper, the fittest man in the United States, calm but fierce.
You know, it's funny. I feel like this might be a hot take, but I think
Let's keep the show no hot takes, please.
I think Taylor is probably in totality the least fit out of all 4 of them. Like if you were at the games, but I think he's the biggest game day player out of all 4 of them.
And tell me not why like you think that, but what characteristics do you see in Taylor?
So like I think
bring you to that
Taylor,
conclusion?
and like Taylor will say the same thing. He'll have no trouble telling you. I think his greatest attribute is just his ability to hurt, and that when you're against somebody and then you're just like who can hurt more than the other person. I think Taylor's better than them all. I think Colton can hurt a lot for sure, but his workouts just tend to be either a wheelhouse workout for him or he's hurt because of his size. Like where Taylor, if it comes down to who's going to hurt more, it's really, really hard to bet against him. And I don't know if I would bet against anybody except maybe somebody like Ricky, but really anybody else. I mean, can you think of anybody, Bill, that hurts more than Taylor?
No, but I think and with that, I mean, that's when I was kind of thinking about the 4 guys. He definitely has a very unique grit, but he's also in a unique situation. He's got nothing to lose. All the other athletes are a name that are in the space. They're trying to get to the games. They've been there before. They want to get there again. There's a lot riding on them, where for Taylor, there isn't any of that riding other than what he gives himself. So every single time he steps up, he can literally swing for the fences, where the other guys may try to be. I mean, that's what he did against Jason. He wasn't supposed to do what he did against Jason. And he just was eyes closed, big bat swinging, and put himself into a hurt locker. You know what I mean? So you're
what
right.
were the movements on that? It was row, and what was the other
rowing,
movement?
deadlift, and double unders.
But like also like, you know, I think we all expected him to be good at the first workout. I don't think anybody saw a world record time that only the great Colton Mertens could beat.
Right. That's what I mean. Like when he swings, the dude swings. And I think that's again, when you have nothing to lose, you can afford to go to some places where, I mean, there's no consequence on it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Where these other guys, I think that they're very concerned. If Taylor's not concerned about going to semis, then he doesn't care. You know, throw it all out there. Whereas the other guys, it's like, I need to make sure that I'm, you know, riding the right line, and I got to play this game right, and I got to get the score right. Because I mean, quarters is a big cut. It's a big. There isn't anything. I mean, other than like actually getting to the games, there isn't anything that's more important. You know, that's a big cut.
I will say,
John Young, give me 1 second here, guys. The shot you are seeing right now, brought to you by Matt Souza and the Sevon Podcast. Taylor Self versus the World. On the left, you have Fee Saghafi, 32nd at the games last year. On the right, you have Lindsey Lane. You're looking at a shot inside of CrossFit Crash. This event will start any second now. We would not have this if it wasn't for Born Primitive. Use the code SAVAGE20 to get a discount at the site. Savage20. This is a first for us in terms of some of the technology we're using. We got a floating camera. This is going to be very interesting. The show was supposed to start 2 minutes ago. I'm actually surprised we don't hear JR yelling and screaming because he does like to keep people on schedule. That was Matt Torres in the foreground. Souza on the camera. It looks like Fee Saghafi's getting a good luck hug from Colton Mertens. You can see the people in the background. Bryson Del Monte holding a camera. Matt Souza. J.R. Howell barking some orders as he holds his kid. Fee Saghafi's husband on the left in the red shorts. And Torres dead center. And also JR is Lindsey Lane's coach. So that is probably why he is proximate to her. Taylor will be representing Born Primitive in all the workouts today. He loves the shoes, loves the gear. Go ahead, John.
Well, going back, I wanted to allude to what Chase said the other day. I do think this workout in particular that they're doing first, Bill, is the most important one for Taylor.
Why say that?
Because it's going to be the one he's the worst at. This is going to be the one that he needs to execute to perfection. Right?
Well, and he doesn't have the 20 minutes to deal with like he did on the other one. You're right. You're right.
And workout 3, like he should have a top score no matter what. In workout 3, like that's wheelhouse for him. Workout 2 is just engine workout. He should be fantastic. And then workout 1, I know we were questioning him, but he said he's going to smoke workout 1. So like this is the only workout that could drop him out of semis if that's what he wanted to do.
Guys, I can't find the exact workout. Sorry, I can't find it on the internet right now. It's above my pay grade. But basically what this workout is it's 10 cleans, clean and jerks, right? 10 clean and jerks, rest 1 minute. They increase the weight, 10 more clean and jerks, rest 1 minute, 10 more clean and jerks, rest 1 minute. The weight goes up each time. And then with whatever time they have remaining, they get a 4th bar, their heaviest bar. I believe the heaviest bar will be 185 or 165.
165. So it goes 85, 125, 155, 165.
God, I should have just left that to you to say. And then, so what we're guessing is that they'll finish the first 3 bars in about 5 minutes, leaving Fee Saghafi 5 minutes to get as many reps as she can with 165. And then the total number of reps she does will be her submission score. You can see it's very important to film these for submission. The shots that we'll be providing aren't enough to validate their scores. So you can see Fee's husband, I think his name's Al, is filming the weights, filming the ends of the bars.
No, not that one.
Do you think the women or the men will get more reps? Not just in general.
I think the women will.
Do you say that just because of the 125-pound bar, or do you say that because 165 will cycle faster?
I think your top women will get to, you'll have a little bit more time because the lower bars are light. And then that top bar, I just don't think it's heavy enough for your top women.
Okay, Bill, before we start, do they go touch and go on the first bar?
I think Fee will go touch and go on the first 10.
John Young, touch and go on the bar. First 10.
I'll rock with Bill. I think you should touch and go the first 10. I think you should touch and go the first 10, but I mean, other people think you shouldn't. So I think it's irrelevant. It's not going to do anything to you. That extra 15 seconds is 2 or 3 reps in the end. That's what I think.
Especially for the women.
All right, guys, we're getting close to blast off here in just a few moments. JR's on the timer now.
Souza, can you tell us any things that you've heard? Like they're starting with their backs to the bar. Are there any concerns? Special callers?
Yes, they're starting with their backs to the bar right now. JR is giving the go. Tyler, you wait for that 10 countdown. Okay.
Lindsey
got a 10-second countdown to start.
Lindsey took a really deep breath there. Bill, weight belts, smart, not smart?
Depends on you as an athlete. I mean, I guess for the top, for sure.
And we're off, guys. Taylor Self versus the World, brought to you by Born Primitive, has begun. The pre-show Fee Saghafi versus Lindsey Lane. This is workout. What workout number is this?
3.
4.
It's 4. That's right. This is for number 4.
This is workout number 4. They get to choose the order.
See, this is a part that I have a hard time with. Why having to put the bar down when it's bouncing like that, to me, just takes more
energy.
I got to deal with that, and I don't want to have to deal with that.
Deal with that versus getting the eccentric strain on your body.
Well, I mean, I get that, but this weight is so light. They're not, these guys, none of the athletes that we have here that we're going to be watching today are going to be dealing with that, I don't think.
38 seconds, I think, was the time. Is that what we saw? The
35, I think.
35, okay.
And I think, and maybe I'm just in the minority on this, I feel my breathing is more erratic when I'm trying to control the barbell then if I'm just in a rhythm with a really light weight, it's 10 reps.
Right. But I mean, there are two types of people, and one of the ones that can do fast singles for a good, consistent, long time. They keep that all the time. I like to be able to do chunks. I'm just better with that until you get to heavier weight.
Hi, Mom. And MLK 5240 fixed overlay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Team effort. When will we see a difference in the athletes with this bar? When are we going to see fees better?
I really probably not until the last bar. Maybe 155. I guess it's just a 10-pound difference.
I think that third bar will be where all of a sudden the event really kind of kicks in. Because
what's the weight of this bar, Bill?
This is 120. 85, 125.
125.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I already see a little difference in the way Lindsey. It's a little slower coming off the ground for Lindsey.
But I mean, it's going to be 2 seconds of difference by the end of the 10. Look, they finished at the same time.
Exact same time.
210.
Someone get Torres a pair of Born Primitives, please. His poor little toes getting smashed.
What are we thinking here? 25 to 35 on the last bar?
Yeah. Let's see what it was. 38 in a minute.
What's the weight of this next bar?
155.
155.
Why only a 10-pound jump to the final bar?
That's the equivalent for 245. Like the jumps were bigger for the men up to this point too. It's a 40-pound jump and then a 20-pound jump. For the women, it was a 40-pound jump and then a 10-pound jump.
Man,
30-pound jump and then 10-pound jump.
I also think it's good because last year there was a lot of complaining about the weight that they had for the clean and jerk with the burpees. So they brought it down a little bit and they went for a little bit of capacity. So I think that's fine. I'm fine with the weight. Actually, I mean, the weights I think are great. I think they picked a good weight.
Lindsey Lane pulls the bar full second faster off the ground than Fee. Is that because she probably finished a second faster on the last round? They're starting at different times now, right? Because they're not exactly lined up with where they're finishing.
Right. Well, correct. They're like 1 second apart.
Well, Fee's up now, though.
Okay, so Lindsey's taking a little bit of a longer break.
And again, I don't think we see a ton of separation until 10 reps into the 165. And then that is the workout.
And they're both jerky now.
Oh, they were on the.
They were jerking before.
They were okay.
Yeah.
I guess with a bigger dip now, huh? Is what maybe what I'm seeing.
Well, yeah. Well, now it counts. Now you have to use your body to get that jerk. Whereas the other ones, I mean, they didn't need to jerk the one before. They could have just put that thing up overhead.
Lynn, you can vote for the women. Maybe you can't vote because that window closed. Now, listen, even if the window's closed, you can still play the game. You've just lost those points, but you could still win the $2,500.
I don't think there was a prop for the women.
I think that there was. I want to say last night there was. Oh, I don't see one for the women either. Okay. Oh, no. You got to go to workout number 1 on the Heat 1 app. And nope, I don't see one for the women. Maybe there was last night and it's gone. Or maybe it was for a different workout. Sorry, Lynn. You still have time to win that $2,500 from GoWad. Download the Heat 1 app. Make your picks. Okay, where did they finish? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
By the way, this is workout 4. We did not set up a bet between these two girls. It's Rebecca Facilier and Fee.
Thank you, Tyler.
All right, so we got basically a 5-minute AMRAP at 165.
Did any of us see? Did they finish around 4:45?
They were finished at 4 minutes.
Yeah,
So it's like
4
exactly 5 minutes. I would be interested to see. We should compare how many reps they get here with the men's scores way back when the 5-minute, it was a 5-minute AMRAP of 165 clean and jerks, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see where this ends up comparing.
That's right. That was an open workout too.
Yeah.
Does Fee have to be careful she doesn't pace off of Lindsey Lane?
When you're behind, that's important. And that's the thing, like these guys are facing each other, but you really have to tell. It's crazy. You have a lot of time to go. And I think the initial feel is that you need to get going on that first minute, but that. I mean, look how much they
Dude,
slowed down.
Fee's taking so much of a deliberate break right now. What
Which
was
is-
she on 5?
Yeah.
By the way, Tyler, or
Yeah,
anyone who's there
6.
with the microphone, if you can tell us where they're at, feel free
Yeah,
to
tell us
chime
where
in.
they're at right now, Tyler, and we'll count from here.
Justin, from
7 and 5.
where Beehive CrossFit? No, Cheesecake
so this
CrossFit.
would be 6 for Fee.
Thank you, Justin. Justin Zizumbo. Salty Hive CrossFit in Utah. I knew I'd get it. I'm a beast.
Lindsey's at 11, I think, and Fee's at 9 right now.
Okay, so this is 12 for Lindsey. Bill, do you want to count Lindsey, and I'll count Fee?
Sure.
Are you going to be shocked if Lindsey beats Fee here?
She's actually lifting way better than I thought she would. I mean, compared to Fee, I didn't think it'd be this close.
We'll see, because like Fee is taking like deliberate breaks, and I think Lindsey's going off of feel. I think if Lindsey were to beat her in a workout, it would be this workout. But
Taylor Self,
we'll see. I think Fee will pick it up.
Taylor Self versus the world pre-game show. Fee Saghafi took 32nd in the world. You're looking at the 32nd fittest woman in the world going against Lindsey Lane, the winner of Crash Crucible. You're looking at the inside of CrossFit Crash, J.R. Howell's gym, home of the Crash Crucible and Crash Crescendo.
See now, what's the body language? This is a great shot between the two.
They are
ladies.
now tied up, by the way. Sorry.
Is that 15?
13.
14.
This is 14.
Okay, 14. All right, so if you watch the difference, Lindsey looks like she is fatiguing. I mean, she's pulling the bar off the ground still, great, but watching between, it's like, she looks fatigued in between, whereas I don't see that in Fee. I see Fee's like, okay, I'm working through. I got 2.5 minutes coming up on 2 minutes, because this is where you can get a lot of those last reps. If you have gas the last 2 minutes, I mean, because you did it, John. So, I mean, how did the last 2 minutes feel compared to the first 3?
Way shorter.
Way shorter.
James Townsend giving a little bit of movement advice. Pull higher on those powers.
He's at 17.
What's that mean? Pull higher on those powers.
Everybody doesn't have a 400-pound power clean to do that with, James. 18.
Is he saying pull high? The bar should be higher before you dip under it.
Well, the higher you can get the bar, the easier it is to get yourself under it. Yeah, but the explosiveness you need to do that is a lot more. And as you get fatigued, that gets harder. But like you can see, Fee has an arm bend.
She's sped up like a lot. I feel Fee has. Fee's at 20 right now. This is 21.
We are with 1 minute left. Let's see what Fee does here.
Yeah, you can see Lindsey's getting tired.
And this is where the separator is going to be with every last rep here, right? When we get to the worldwide leaderboard, there's going to be huge differences in the caliber and placement of the athletes, just even with one rep, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right now, Fee's at like almost 2 to 1 reps on Lindsey. Her tempo.
Lindsey is catching the power clean kind of with that
Fee is
asymmetrical catch.
Murdering this
now.
right now.
Dude, she's crushing this
She's
last minute.
murdering this. She had 26.
Oh, failed on Lindsey.
She got a no rep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
failed the jerk.
Dude, I'm so impressed with Fee right now.
She looks so good.
She's just going right back to it.
So this is strategy.
These 5 minutes is a lot of time. A lot of
Yeah.
time to work with. Dang, that was great.
I think she got 28 reps.
And she caught that last one coming forward, so she was pushing into the red zone.
But she was just cycling that barbell so fast on the last 2 minutes. Like her last
Saghafi from Brute Strength Training Camp, training partners with America's Fittest Man, Dallin Pepper, has brought her A game to Taylor Self versus the World pre-show against Lindsey Lane, winner of the Crash Crucible. I'd love to know how Torres thinks the execution went on that.
I mean, I think she did. And she took deliberate 20-second breaks in the first minute or two. I bet she got 16 versus 12.
That's what I was going to say. I wonder what the first
minute split.
Yeah, if you split it, totally. She was so much faster in that last minute.
Uh-huh.
So much faster.
If you want to see these ladies compete at the next level, you can go to Knoxville next month to the Syndicate Crown. Semifinals in North America will be in Carson, California, and then the following week in Knoxville. You will get goosebumps. They are very small, intimate venues, several thousand people screaming their heads off. Amazing vendor village, always great people. There's nothing better than a CrossFit event. Great place to bring your kids. I'll never forget the security guards. Every year we would go in Carson, we'd be like, hey, man, we've never seen events where there's not a fight. And, of course, you don't see that at CrossFit events, but in Carson you do see a handful of events. Make sure you do lock your cars in the parking lot in Carson.
Do we have scores?
That's fake news. That's fake news. Hey, do we want to grab them for a couple of interviews right now, or do we have enough?
I'd love to. I'd for sure at least love. Yeah, I'd love to.
Who do you want to talk to?
Bring
the ladies and Matt.
Sure. Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Thank you.
Stand
by.
Clock worked great. Our first event went without a hitch. Very clear picture. I think I was supposed to try maybe this view. No, this view. I forgot to do that.
Torres is tall. I didn't know Torres was tall. Hey, James, I need a 5-minute mile, not a 400-pound power clean, but thank you. You can give me that 5-minute mile. I'm all yours.
Oh, I may have screwed this up. Oh, there we go. Much better. Matt Torres putting on the headset. What's up, Matty?
Hey, what's good, man?
Good to see you, dude.
I know it's good to hear your voice. I can't see you, but
Hey, thanks for bringing a beautiful shirt, by the way.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for bringing the stable of wild animals out to CrossFit Crash. Saghafi, we noticed, paced herself very patiently until that final minute. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, the goal is to be right at your threshold of the quad. So what we're noticing is with the shoulder to overhead movement, it's going to be driving a lot of lactic acid into your quads. So you want to be right on that line, teetering the entire time, but not coming out too hot, that it forces you to slow down tremendously. We've heard a couple of scores already coming into this, so we had an idea of what the pace per rep on that last bar should have been. But what was really cool about Fee was she found a rhythm on her own. And so she found a rhythm on her own, so I didn't have to tell her, hey, step up, which was really, really great. So she was really in a flow state during that time.
What about that she finished with 3 seconds left? Would you have liked to seen anything different, like maybe her have 4 seconds and get one more rep, like if in your perfect world? And I did notice in that last one she caught it a little forward, she came forward on her toes. Or do you think nope, that was executed perfectly, that's the way it was supposed to finish as her form was breaking down?
Yeah, I think it was very, very well executed. Perfection, it's if she were to repeat it again, I think she would get right within that range of 29, potentially 30. What we noticed through the last bar, right at the halfway point when she grabbed chalk, that could have been the point in time where, she could have potentially inched out one more, saved a little bit more time. But if we're thinking on that, area of thought, we also have to be considering the fact that she probably needed that little break, right? So if she approached the bar a little too soon, potentially there's a fail. And with this type of workout, you want that last bar, that last rep to look like it's almost failure, right? To know that within yourself that I had nothing left to give. I pace it out perfectly. And so, I think it was a very, very well executed event for her.
And to your right there is the host of the Brute Strength podcast. He walked in and out. Michael Shoemaker. Did I pronounce it right?
Micah. Yeah, Micah.
Micah.
Yeah.
What a star-studded cast. And by the way, you did see the executive producer, Matt Souza, setting up chairs. It's not all about G5's cocaine and banging hoes. We actually do. I know that's what everyone thinks of Souza, but he actually hustles like an executive producer. Hey, the worst thing that could have happened is a no rep, right?
Yes.
So and she avoided that, meaning some sort of failure at the top or dropping the bar too soon. And so that gets you to the I always say the 95-yard line, but people correct me. That gets you to the 5-yard line.
Yeah. Failure, we never want to see that in a barbell movement, but apprehension is another thing to avoid, right? So because these athletes, their legs are going to be blowing up. And if they don't trust their technique, if they don't trust that bar path, if they don't trust their power is going to be there, they're going to be resting a little bit longer than they should be. So I would even say if you're not confident with it, that's equally as bad as a missed rep.
Matt,
Go ahead,
do
John.
you have splits on Fee's first 230 versus her last 230? Because we saw deliberate breaks from her. And then the last 2 minutes were just, me and Bill were so impressed with how fast she was cycling it. It was just one after the other, no breaks. It was crazy.
Yeah. So throughout the majority, so the first half, so the first 230, she was going off at like an every 9-second pace. So the moment the bar hit the ground, that's when our clock started. And then in the middle, it slowed down to like a 10 or a 12 second. And then at the end, I was basically telling her just like, you just got to go. When you feel it, just step up and hit the next one. Step up and hit the next one. And then really at that point in time, this is probably one of my favorite lines to use is you have to be an athlete. Like, don't listen to me. Don't look at the person across from you. Like, make the deciding factor, because this is where you start to separate yourself mentally, physically from everyone else. Is like, I don't care what my body feels like, but I'm confident that I can pick up that bar and go. And so the end splits was probably like an 8, maybe like a 7.5 every rep.
Did you have a plan for that? Because I know that, I mean, you're being very specific about like a 9-second break. I mean, that's a very unique number to pick. It was extremely deliberate in the beginning. And like you said, be the athlete and drive your car at the end, like just get through the finish line. But all the way through, I mean, what we saw like in the first 2 bars, how she ran there, and then how she moved through that 3rd bar, which is kind of the primer to that heavy bar. Did you have a specific set pace for each one of the bars, or was it like, okay, I'm gonna, as a coach, I'm gonna be watching you to slow you down or to speed you up? But does she need that as an athlete, or does she?
The first 3 bars,
run with it.
Yeah, the first 3 bars, there's no pace. You're just moving. You're just moving the bars. The last bar with her, we wanted to go off at every 10 seconds. We knew that if we went off at every 10 seconds, we're going to be in that 29 to 30 rep range. And so when I saw her, that's how I knew it was a 9-second count. Is I was looking at my clock, I was looking at her, and I was like, okay, she's picking up that bar at 9. And so at that point in time, I knew I could just sit back and she was fine. So if she started to go past that, like that one time when she chalked up, I knew I had to get her back to it, back to that 10-second, right? If she could hit that 10 seconds, we were going to be very content with what her final score would be. But, to your point on the first 3 bars, there's really not a lot of time to make up or gain, I guess you could say, from these athletes on the first 3 bars. Like you saw a lot of quick drop and go singles. There's no reward to go unbroken in the first 3 bars. And so for that, it's like, just flow through, treat that part as a warm up for you. And then the 3rd bar is going to feel, or the 4th bar is going to feel just like the 3rd bar. So that's, I mean, kudos for them.
So touch and go is never an option, Torres?
No.
For bar 1? Never even an option?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about that really long break she took before she got after that last bar? Did that make you nervous?
No, I'm curious if she took, and I didn't have this conversation yet, but I'm curious if she took that break because it's like, this is my last time I'm going to chalk, and now I'm just going to go for it, right?
Okay.
So and the athlete's mentality is, I'm not going back to this anymore. Like, it's go time from here. There's 2.5 minutes remaining. I'm pretty sure she probably had her eye up on that clock, and she's probably pretty confident where she was. if I had to guess, that's probably why she went to that bucket one last time.
Is it cool in there, or is it like hot and humid and all that kind of stuff?
No, it's quite nice in here.
Which is nice for
Yeah.
chalk. That way, you
Yeah,
don't have to
it
talk as
like
much.
it feels like 70 degrees, maybe like high 60s if I had to put a number on it.
Nice.
It is going to get hot, I think, today. Today, I think it's supposed to reach 90 degrees there, which means it could get humid too. By the way, will you tell Matt he's doing a tremendous job? The signs look beautiful.
Yeah. Savant
He's
said
working
you're
so
doing a
hard right
tremendous
now.
job. That the signs look beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Even the Born Primitive placemat sponsors getting every single dollar. And look at Will Brandstedter's chiming in. I think it's actually straight, but the camera's crooked. I'm an expert at being straight.
Maybe it's my head is crooked.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing out the posse. We look forward to seeing Dallin compete later today. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Good chatting.
Whew, I'm glad we got that one in the books. Camera's working good. Audio is great. We stepped up our game a little bit since the open. I'm crazy impressed with myself. I mean ourselves. Let that one slip. Okay, John. So not touch and go, not even an option.
That's what he said, man.
Yeah. Okay. And I wonder if that's going to be standard protocol.
Dude,
There's
what do
got to
you-
be at least one games athlete who's going to touch and go the first 10.
Yeah, probably. But I honestly, it's not that big of a deal whether you touch and go or don't touch and go. Like as far as like a have to or not thing, I think it's just what are you most comfortable with.
Hello.
What's up, Fee?
Hi, Savon.
What's up, girl? You're here with Bill Grundler, John Young. Thanks for coming on to Taylor Self versus the World. Thanks for dragging yourself down here to the middle of nowhere. I heard it's pretty ghetto there.
I know. It's so awful over here. No, it's amazing. I mean, Dallin speaks so highly of Crash in general. He's been talking about it for like a month now. And he's like, oh, I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's amazing. I mean, this space is awesome. The people are awesome. JR over there is probably one of the kindest owners ever. So he's taking care of us.
Awesome. Thanks for coming down. The Glinton podcast is giving $1,000 away to the winner. You took a really long break before you got at the big bar. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, there was so we had a plan. So Matt and I had a plan. Obviously, you could tell like there was like very strategic breaks in there. The first 3 bars were kind of like do my thing, flow, nothing crazy, don't get too wild. And then the 165 for me, because strength is my limiter. But when it comes to some of these like moderate barbells, which this is exactly what that was, it's more I have to take advantage of what I'm very good at, which is being under fatigue and still continuing to move. But if I'm on a heavier barbell and I blow up too soon, then there's kind of like, there's nothing else to do other than rest. So we didn't want to hit too fatigue too soon. So I took a little bit, of a break at the beginning. And then I kind of pumped out the first 3 to 4 reps a little bit faster than we planned. And then I turned to Matt in the corner. He was just like just in front of me. And he like gave me one of these, like, okay, slow it down right now. Because you're going to be like 5 minutes. You're going to be doing 5 minutes of this. Right. So, I mean, as soon as we hit the clock on the 165, like Lindsey and I had exactly about 5 minutes. So in my head, I'm like, okay, you're doing 30 clean and jerks. For time, you're not doing a fast set of 30 seconds of these. So yeah, so that was the plan. And today it went to plan. So I was really proud of that.
Lindsey, welcome. Hi. You're here with
Hi.
John Young, Bill Grundler, and Savon Matossian. Good to see you. Thanks for doing this. Winner of the Crash Crucible. Lindsey, how did you end up here? How did you end up against Fee Saghafi, the 32nd fittest woman walking the planet today?
I know she edged me out a little bit by a few reps, but it was really fun. Happy to have her here.
And how did you end up here? What's the deal? Did JR's like, yo, you want to go against Fee?
Yeah, he messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to go against Fee? And like, how do you turn that down? So here I am.
We did amazing. This was so fun to do next to each other.
Yeah, it was really fun.
We're like the same height, like
5'8".
Yeah,
Girl,
literally,
she's
like same about composition here.
Yeah, yeah.
It was good.
How Lindsey, how did you guys are, I guess for both of you guys are facing each other. How do you stay in your own game and not start pacing off of the other person? Like, aren't you tempted every time you see the other athlete go to the bar? You're like, well, I better go to the bar too.
Yes, that's like the hardest part probably. I know I was tempted at the beginning to definitely try to keep up. So I think that's like a learning thing of trying to, even when you're across from each other, make sure you stay in your own lane.
In Fee, were you watching her also? Like if she grabbed, like you took that break and she was getting out some reps, were you like, yo, girl? Was there a voice inside
She was
you
like, I
been
know what I'm doing here.
Well, you know what's funny? I think the first 3 barbells, we were like neck and neck, like rep for
Mhm.
rep. And I think, yeah, like a little bit of me was like, okay, Lindsay's hands are on the bar. I'm going down with her. I'm finishing with her. And there were a couple, a couple minutes in there where she would get a rep ahead. I would, finish a jerk ahead or something. And then at the last bar, I think at that point, you're like, okay, you just have to run your own
Yeah.
race because that's really what the workout, like the workout isn't the
Mhm.
85, the 125, the 155. It's the 165 and how well you manage that.
Mhm.
So
And it hits
Yeah.
hard.
It hits
Early
you
on in
so
the
hard.
165, I was like, oh shoot, we've got 4
Yes.
minutes left.
like the first 2.5 minutes weren't bad. It's
Mhm.
the last 2 minutes
yeah.
that like you get that wave of like lactic acid.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Lindsay, what do you mean?
Being next to each other helps.
Lindsay, what do you mean? Tell me, what do you mean it hits hard?
Well, the legs start to go, the arms start to go, the breathing starts to go. But yeah, probably like 8 reps in, I was like, whew, I've got a lot more reps left.
Yes.
And,
22 out of 30 right there.
and Lindsay, did you fail to lock one out overhead?
Yep.
And
Yeah, I was in the middle of I was like, do I push jerk this? Do I split jerk it? And everything. I was going stupid at that point. And then I missed my second to last one.
Don't feel bad because we were preparing for split jerk. At some point, we were like, I might have to split jerk.
I
this.
kept the last few in my head. I was like, do I need a split jerk? Do I need
Yeah.
a split jerk? But yeah.
Will you guys be recovered? Is this just part of training at the caliber you guys are at, the level you guys are at, and you guys will be great in a couple hours?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We got
Good to
I
go.
think we got the scary one. Would
Yeah.
you say the scariest one out of the way for at least me? I don't know. I feel like this one was the one you really wanted to like. For me, I've been working a lot on my strength, so anytime there's a strength element, I really have like certain expectations that I want to make sure I hit because I've been working on that a lot, and I feel like that's no different for any other.
I know
We're
you
gonna
guys
have fun
didn't,
on this next one.
I know.
I know you guys didn't have a lot of say in the order that you're kind of you had to just deal with, like, okay, here it is, 4 workouts over these 3 days. Did that frustrate any of you, the order that was picked or the way they're spread out over these 3 days?
No, like
Not really.
I liked it when they told us
Yeah.
the order. I was like, I agree, and that was the
Mhm.
easiest. To
That's
agree.
kind of what I was thinking. I also like prefer it to be out of my hands.
Yeah,
Like, just tell me what to do. I'll do it.
yeah,
You
same.
know,
I mean,
like,
because quarterfinals is so like it's always very important, right? But because they're taking less athletes and there's less events, I was hoping that there was going to be like a part 2 event, where you
I'm
have
surprised.
5 total scores, but there's less events, less opportunities to, or yeah, I guess mess up, less opportunities to really redo anything. So everything just has to be like on point, and so the order of events truly matters depending on the athlete that you are. But I think everything this weekend is exactly the order that we needed to be.
Yeah.
It's
Lindsay, any advice for the boys?
Probably don't go out too hot. It's all about the last bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So when
agree.
you say don't go out too hot, you mean on the first 3 bars even?
Yeah, like smooth controlled on the first 3 bars. Even the beginning half of the last bar, you don't have to go crazy. But it's just like I think we did a really good job of just staying on top of the bar and like staying consistent.
Thank you.
Fee-
Yeah, I think we were both
We
like,
pushed it.
yeah, you did.
Fee, any advice for the boys?
I will say, I guess, yeah, at the start, I would say one thing that I was thinking about that's super helpful is keeping your feet at the bar, especially on the first 3 bars. Like the only time I took my feet away from the bar was on the last bar when I was truly strategically resting. But I don't think your feet should be, doing that little backwards, forward shuffle, messing around. The first 3 bars are light and pretty good for these strong men over here. So keeping your feet at the bar, hands on the bar, grab and go, pushing the bar down. And then, yeah, just like Lindsay said, the last bar is the workout, not the first 3.
Awesome. All right, ladies. Thank you. We look forward to speaking with you guys and watch you guys later. Thanks for putting on a great show for everyone around
Thank
the
you,
world
guys.
live this morning on the Sevon podcast. Really cool, you guys. Thank you. Lindsay, great to see you compete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Savon.
Have a good one, girls.
Taylor Self versus the world. The boys will be up in 38 minutes. We will be coming off the air, but let's get a final word from Bill. Bill, anything surprising, or is this is exactly how it's supposed to go?
That's exactly how it'll go. What's crazy is it is 11.3 with a 30 rep warm up before that. So it's a 5-minute race, and that's what we're going to see with everybody else.
John
the
Young,
boys will have the same amount of time as the women. I was surprised at how much time they had.
I think it'll be about the same. I think you can only go so fast on those first 3 bars. I mean, really?
No, I'm saying I think they'll have less time.
Oh, I think so? Where were you at the end of the 225?
I had 4:15.
Yeah. Well, because the bars are light. The bars are lighter. Yeah.
And I just, sure, they moved to 225. I was a little bit slower on the 225-pound bar, but 5 minutes is a lot.
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. Well, yeah, I was talking about the girls.
I was thinking they'd have 4:30, 4:45, and then whenever I saw they had a 5-minute AMRAP,
right,
45 seconds more, that's a lot of time.
A lot of time. Well, especially the way feed went on that last minute.
Right.
It was insane.
I'm just curious if the women will be that, or if it's just the women are going to be different, or the guys will have the same amount of time.
Yeah, I think the girls will get more. I think they'll just, because of that, lighter bars to start, and granted, not that the time frame will be all that different, but the fatigue level will be a little, like those guys they didn't even feel that the first 2 bars.
Yeah.
So
Judy Reed, hi. Kim Walters, hi. Seth, hi. Audrey, hi. Mary Mansour. Where's my toe spacers? Hi. Dan Guerrero, not hi. Jeffrey Birchfield, hi. Matt Burns, hi. Love you guys. Great seeing everyone in the house today. We will be back. Bill Grunler, John Young, other guests. Now, there's a couple things I have to tell you, remind you. The Paper Street Coffee is 40% off only while this show is live. So you have to head over there and get that. And the Savage ones will not stay in stock. And I have not heard one single anything besides rave reviews about them. If you are a Nano 2 fan, a Victos fan, any barefoot shoe fan, this is the shoe for you. This is about as roomy as they get, and then also capable of rope climbs, running, all that good stuff. So make sure you go over there and check that stuff out. We will see you guys all very, very soon. Use the discount code SAVAGE20. They got tons of great stuff over there. See you guys very soon. 34 minutes. Be back with Bill Grunler and John Young.